What's up, buddy? Stay right there so you don't get hit. No. All right. Oh wait, it's already open. What am I doing? All right, so let's get straight to it. A few tips and tricks and a few issues I had running into the Cobra Jet when I put it on, and hopefully if you have similar issues or anything going on with yours, hopefully my couple fixes that I did will help you in yours. So quick rundown: Gen 2 Bret barber ported Cobra Jet, VMP Twin Jet 69, and PMAS cold air. Now, one of the first issues that I ran into was actually false knock. Even on pump gas, when I was first initially getting tuned, and this car is tuned by Lund, the steering rack, which I'll go ahead and put a picture of it down there, or in the video, was really close to the header. Not touching, but it was close. So I was looking really close to that. But another thing I ran into, let me move this. So you go, what are you doing? What are you doing? You got a little. All right, stay right there. The coolant reservoir. If you could see, it's kind of hard to see in there, but right there, it was actually contacting the cold air, causing a little bit of a false knock. So for right now, I kind of ghetto fixed it and got some zip ties. And I will change this catch can on this side. This is a JLT catch can that I had in my stock intake. It works for this one, but I want to put a UPR one because you can see it angled a little weird and you get some seepage right there. And I have a JLT one on this side, and that's fine. But the biggest issue I had was false knock, like I said. And my mistake, it could be my mistake, or yeah, it's probably my mistake, is the Steeda adjustable motor mounts that I have down there at the bottom. The way I had it before was no shims all the way down. And I did notice when I put those in, the car felt a little shaky. I felt a lot more vibration. I thought that was normal, but come to find out when you look at it a little bit more, the oil pan was actually contacting the steering rack. So it was causing a little bit of false knot going on there. So what I have on the Steeda motor mounts is one shim on the bottom, two on top, and with that, I no longer contact the oil pan. The car feels and drives normal now. And you see I had to cut that big hole in there so that way I could fit the Cobra Jet, because with the one shim up, it does contact the back of the hood. I guess a funny story about that, I actually had to use mustard to find out where exactly it was contacting, because when I tried tape, as I can show you right here, and the tape actually worked for me to find out that it was contacting. And what I did, I laid 3 pieces of mustard right there because it was late in the shop, and that's all I could find out. That's all that I can get to work or find it. I was looking for a piece of cheese. I was really looking just for a piece of cheese, but mustard worked, and I found out the spots that it was touching. Cut the hood, no more touching. Went through a few data logs, no knock. Knock is 0 and negative throughout the entire pool now. Whereas before on pump gas, I was seeing about maybe 27 degrees initially, and then it would go back down, even all the way down to 20. It was taking about 7 degrees. Now on E85, on the E85 R tune, I saw as high as 32. So good, but in the wintertime, the ethanol content is a little lower, and they did tell me that. So at the most right now, I'm seeing maybe about 29, 28, if that, depending on where I get it. But as it warms up, come springtime, come summertime, I'm gonna be back in it again. So those are my few things that I got going on with the Cobra Jet. And like I said, if it helps you, good. If not, cool. If you are thinking about a Cobra Jet, those are the few things that I had to go through. And you know what? Let me go ahead and put this thing up. Oh my goodness, holy shit. The hood is tight. As you can see here, it's pretty, come on, let's go over here. Come on, come here. Come on. Stay right there. Alright. For the most part, it looks factory. You don't see no wire harnesses tucked away anywhere, hanging out, all this other kind of stuff. So, give you a quick rundown. Those are the IMRCs. Connectors, zip tied right there. And I have another one on that side. You can't really see it. Tied up. Evap connector, tied up, tucked away. On the factory lines, you have this hard line for evap running from all the way over here, and when you put it on, it kind of just hangs there and doesn't do anything. But I'll go ahead and show you right there. So what I did on that one, as you can see, I left the connector on there, took the plastic hard line off, and just put a little air plug over it, and with a basic zip tie. So you don't have no hard lines hanging off. So I actually took the actual hard line that went over here to the stock throttle body and got rid of it. So that way you don't have no hanging lines or anything over here. These for the brake booster line, bolted right in, simple. These I actually want to get a heat shroud or a heat cover to put over these, because this is laying directly on top of the fuel rail. So, you know, I want to keep the fuel as cool as possible when you have engine coolant temp just literally just touching the fuel rail. So, you know, the cooler the fuel, the better. But simple, nothing too crazy. I do have to, this is rust preventer. This isn't actual rust. This is just rust preventer that I have over it. And I will get to probably cut it a little more, make it a little bit better, and put like a weather stripping around it. That way it just looks a little bit more presentable. And I did get rid of the cover, the insulation, to see exactly where it was contacting on there to get a better idea. And like I said, when I put the 3 lines of mustard on there and I saw the one that was squished, I see better. I got to see a better idea of what was going on. And yeah, as you can tell, it's pretty it's kind of dirty because I do drive it. I want to prove a point that I do use this thing and do drive it. Oh, and one thing, when the cold air, or when this motor was all the way lowered with adjustable motor mounts, hey, come on, over here. Come on. Sit. Can't talk. When this motor was just one shim lower, you see right here, this cold air was actually contacting the body right here, as you can tell by this little dent. Oh man, is that a dent? Do I have an air filter dent? Yeah, I got an air filter dent. That was from before that. Oh, dang it. Whatever. Yeah, so that's it in a nutshell. I do like it. I do. It runs great. People really talk about you lose a little bit bottom end torque, blah blah blah. Honestly, I mean, who's complaining about torque below 3,000 RPM? That's regular driving. Whatever. It literally has no effect on me. But I do want to fix this. This is a temporary fix. I do want to get these lines covered up, and I do want to get this additional catch can put in here, the UPR one that comes all the way over here to this side. That way it looks a little bit cleaner and is not really as stressed, because right now it's a little tight. But that's it. Let me go ahead and come on over here. Come on, right here. Stay right there. Guess I'll go ahead and start it up to prove a point that it does do what it does. Simple. I mean, drivability is even better than stock. and I'm liking it. So I may try and play around on some C85 later on and see if the car likes that a little bit more. So hope you like the video. More to come.